The victim said that you said that she didn't deserve her dog. And this is when you were driving fast and she was trying to get you to slow down, and that you were going to kill her and the dog.
And he was successful at one of those threats. He did kill this woman's dog. And now you might say, look, things can happen, accidents can happen, but this is no accident. And his attitude all this time later is just one of those things that are hard to believe. He makes the craziest excuses. He takes zero accountability. As a matter of fact, he did nothing wrong. He just fell asleep. See, he stopped taking Pepsi, and it was because of that and his chivalristic moral high ground of not wanting to take a heavy narcotic is the reason why he crashed the car. You can't make it up. And we're about to watch the parole hearing of this remorseless man who takes no accountability for his actions. And like I said, it's madness. And with that, let's jump in.
Kenneth Brooks, 377-111.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. And as I was saying, this is a hearing being conducted in the consideration of the parole application for Mr. Kenneth Brooks, inmate number 377-111. He is serving a total effective sentence of 6 years and 363 days. Execution suspended at 3 years is its consecutive sentence, followed by 5 years probation for the charge of malicious wound, kill animal first degree. As of today, records reflect the parole eligibility date of 29th of April 2025. This is at 50% eligibility. There's no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for this offender, which has been reviewed and shows that the offender has successfully participated in its OAP recommended anger management programming. After the DIS interview was conducted and concluded, it was shortly thereafter learned that the offender started attending his OAP recommended voices programming, and he has anticipated completion date of June 6, 2025. During the DIS interview, the offender reported that he has been working as a facility barber for approximately 9 months, not verified. He remains on the Department of Correctional waiting list for general referral for addiction services unit. That was verified by IG 33M query I ran this morning. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score on the SRT falls within the moderate range of risk for recidivism. Mr. Brooks, this is now your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Well, I've reached a point in my life where I am done making mistakes and I am ready to be a productive member of society. I have goals. I would like to become a barber when I get out. I've done nothing but that for the past 9 months here, and I enjoy it, and it's very lucrative now. I would like to further my education at some point once I get stable with my working. I can guarantee you guys you will not have a problem from me whatsoever. I will be able to complete my probation with no issues. That's that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. We have questions for you, then we'll discuss your case amongst ourselves and give you our decision. We'll begin with my colleague, Ms. Turner.
So, Mr. Brooks, you're in the Voices program. When did it start?
It started 6 weeks ago. We did five sessions. One was skipped. I'm not sure exactly why.
I've heard enough. So why wouldn't you include anything by way of an apology in your opening statement?
I'm not sure. I just figured you guys want to know if I'm going to be productive when I get out rather than.
Well, we're looking for any indication of change and taking responsibility in terms of owning the harm that you were causing out there in the community, and acknowledging the people that you harmed and the animal in this case would have been appropriate.
Absolutely, and I didn't even think about that. I did that when I was at court, so my apologies. But
is there something you might want to say now by way of an apology?
Yes, I would absolutely like to express my dearest, sincerest apologies for the young lady involved in the accident and the loss of her dog Ryder. any issues that she suffered from it. I'm deeply sorry for her and the family. It was not meant. I had no intention of hurting anyone. I mean, I've thought about it millions and millions of times, and I can't come up with any reason as to why I was in that frame of mind at that time. And I refuse to put myself in that position ever again. I will not be drinking. I will not be driving under the influence of anything. It's just not going to happen. As I said earlier, that I will no longer make any mistakes. And I'm
Okay,
40.
well, these were crimes,
We're
not
done.
mistakes. You were convicted of a DUI, as well. You got suspended sentences for assault 3 and reckless endangerment. Why did this happen?
Well, I stayed out too long and I was going to go home. And the short of it is I was coerced to stay out longer, to go visit the young lady's house to check on her dog, then to take the dog with us to another location. And I was just trying to make the young lady happy. This is the first time that we hung out, and I just wanted smiles. So I went along with everything. I said, yes, no problem. And I should not have. I should have stuck to my guns in the beginning and said, no, it's late. Well, I'm just going to go home and drop you off to your vehicle. And that should have been that. But the biggest mistake was continuing to stay out in the evening.
No, the biggest mistake was abusing cocaine and alcohol and getting behind the wheel of a car.
So in my defense for that, I was trying to come off of the use of cocaine, and that is one of the biggest reasons why I fell asleep at the wheel.
Well, impaired driving and the abuse of alcohol, which you were clearly doing at a blood alcohol of 0.15, you were driving impaired. And it's irrelevant that you fell asleep. You were driving impaired, and I'm not sure you would know that you fell asleep. You were driving impaired at excessive speeds, even though your passenger was asking you to stop, to slow down, to let her out. It was interesting to read the summary of the parole officer after she interviewed you. You said what came across as rather disparaging things about this young woman. And now you're saying that she coerced you. The second place that you went to where the cocaine was it that your friend's home?
There wasn't anything there, I don't believe. But yes, it was my friend's. Yes.
Okay. So, but she coerced you to go to your friend's house. And she
Correct.
doesn't know you, so she wouldn't have known that.
Correct.
Okay.
She did coerce me to go to her house, to my friend's house, excuse me. So it was, I don't remember exactly what time, but I said, I would like to go home. I'm tired. And after we got in the car, she wanted and begged and pleaded to go.
I don't think he knows the definition of coerced.
Okay. So, sir, do you remember reading the pre-sentence investigation?
No, I do not. It's been a long time.
Okay. All right. It was really difficult to read. The victim impact part was gut-wrenching. And it was disturbing to me to read that you addressed with the parole officer the victim's PTSD as if it was made up. You don't believe that she suffered trauma? She was complaining of PTSD. And that you think her attorney put her up to this?
To be honest, I don't know. I have no idea what her issues are from the accident. I just know that it was an accident and I wish I can take it back.
Okay, I'm gonna offer you something to think about. If you choose to drive impaired and you crash your car, which you did into a stone wall, it's not an accident. At least it's a crash. But an accident, you made a series of very bad decisions that led to a crash that injured yourself, your passenger, and cost the life of her dog. So I think you need to stop referring to it as an accident. Just like, you keep talking about mistakes that you've made, and these are actual choices, poor choices that were crimes.
All right. You're right.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So you're in the MAT program?
Today was my last day.
You have done treatment out in the community?
A long time ago, yes.
Okay, 2016 on probation with CHR?
Yes.
Okay. But you were still enjoying cocaine recreationally and drinking to excess?
I did partake, yes.
What I'm really struggling with, and when I was reading all the documents, Mr. Brooks, is you lied to the police. You lied to the victim, first off. I mean, that's how you got connected to her, was the foundation was a lie. Then you lied to the police. And then you met with the parole officer and it appeared that you were continuing to lie.
I never lied to the victim, and I didn't lie to the parole officer.
You lied to the victim in that you told her you were a dog trainer. That's how you started up flirting with her.
I told her that I trained retired racing greyhounds during my last incarceration for 2.5 years in the WAG program, which I did. I was in that program for 2.5 years. I trained 9 retired racing greyhounds at a time frame of 2 months per dog.
All right, so this is your second incident where harm was inflicted as a result of you driving. And your license is now suspended?
My license is now restored.
Okay, and how long do you have to have the interlock device?
For a year.
So you've done well with your behavior there in the facility. Glad you found a vocation that you enjoy. You have a standing criminal protective order against you. Do you know what that means?
Yes, no contact with Miss.
Please don't say the victim's name on the record. She has a right to her privacy. You have, by way of the standing criminal protective order, you're to have no contact through social media, through third parties, none whatsoever.
Yes.
Good. Glad you understand that. I have no more questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Stauskas?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have a couple of questions, sir, that my colleague hasn't touched on. When I was reading through the reports, the victim said that you said that she didn't deserve her dog. And this is when you were driving fast and she was trying to get you to slow down, and that you were going to kill her and the dog. Do you remember saying those things?
Absolutely not.
Why would she make that all up?
And that's part of the reason why I feel as though like everything is not truthful, because I would never say that to anyone.
I'm not asking you if you would ever say. I'm asking, do you not remember saying? I mean, you're saying that I'm not the type of person that would say that. That's not what I'm asking you. Do you remember what was going on that night? I
do, and I'm sick to my stomach that she would say that I would say that to her.
I'm going to intervene for a second because I saw in a couple of the other documents, she said, slow down, you're going to kill me and my dog.
Yeah.
So I think some of it is kind of,
Okay.
you know, in different reports, it says different things. Could she have said that to you? You're going to kill me and my dog, slow down.
She did not, and I was not driving fast.
What?
Yeah, it's all about driving fast.
I was not actively driving
Did you hit
fast.
a wall? Did you hit a wall?
I did. So the wall is, so coming down Bush Hill, it's a very steep hill. And I must have fell asleep with my foot on the accelerator and continued. And when it went up where the road turns, I hit the wall and the car flipped. So I was not actively driving fast.
All right, I was just trying to understand this part of it. Okay, thank you, sir. That's all I have.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't think I have any questions. You know, whether you fell asleep or not, you were intoxicated. You understand that.
I do.
In fact, there were bottles of whiskey in the car, right?
There was, yes.
Okay. So I guess I don't know why you keep saying if you fell asleep because you were intoxicated, you're still driving intoxicated, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Give us a few minutes to discuss your case and we'll give you our decision shortly. Ms. Turner.
Thank you.
So very concerning crime. I'm not fully appreciating that Mr. Brooks is taking responsibility for his actions that led up to the death of this animal in most horrific of circumstances. I hear him mitigating, even with his drug use. He's not fully, I guess, speaking the language of recovery. You know, he had programs that addiction services in particular have not completed, and he's in Voices now. I am seeing inadequate evidence of offender change to grant him discretionary parole release. So I have criminal history, nature, and circumstance, and adequate evidence of offender change as my reasons, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Slav.
Agreed.
All right. In the matter of Kenneth Brooks, MA number 377111, I'll move to deny parole for the following reasons: the nature and circumstance of the current offenses, inadequate evidence of offender change, and your criminal history. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, please take advantage of your probation, sir, to get the help that you need. We wish you the best.
This concludes this parole hearing for Mr. Kenneth Brooks and May number 377111.
They denied, thankfully, but isn't there's just something so unsettling about this man. It's like you could feel his anger through the screen. You could feel his resentment. He really doesn't believe that he has to be there. I mean, how is it that he can say, my biggest mistake was that I stayed out too long? I mean, you just try to wrap your mind around that. This is a 40-somewhat-year-old man that is sitting here and saying, my biggest mistake is I stayed out too long. And it's like, no, that is not your biggest mistake. You had a BAC of 1.5. And then he goes on to blame it on, oh man, I was trying to get off the Pepsi. If I had been on the Pepsi, I wouldn't have fallen asleep. I don't believe it. I believe the victim's story. Absolutely. I believe that he went full force into the wall. You could see he got really hurt from it. I imagine that's self-inflicted injury. And this happened 2020. So 5 years later, he's still using a walker. He kills a dog. Who knows how severely injured? Then we go into a brick wall. You go into a brick wall, you break your body gets torn apart. And, you know, they gave him, it's not clear to me. I don't have a lot of information at all in this case. You Google it, nothing comes up. But he wasn't sentenced until 12/19/2023. A maximum sentence of 3 years. Parole eligibility after 50%, which is why we see him. He's going to be getting out October 29, 2026, regardless. So, you know. But when he was out on bond or whatever, he got more arrests. I see in his record here that he has other arrests for classic, like larceny 6th degree. He has on March 1st, 2024, 4 years after he was sentenced to 90 days jail, suspended, conditional discharge. But that's meanwhile he's pending these charges. You know what I mean? Like, Connecticut's pretty light on crime. They don't really care that much. What a just, you know, unlikable person. Oh my gosh. It's quite funny, right? It's because I quit the Pepsi. That's the only reason and he just couldn't, he just doesn't get it. In his mind, he is the victim. In his mind, everyone is out to get him. In his mind, he did nothing wrong. His only mistake was being coerced to go out that night. At least the parole board was as disgusted as we were, but it's dangerous. He's going to go back out there in just a little bit, and you guys don't think that he's not a danger to society? Sometimes you got to be, I don't know. You know what? I just don't know. But that's all I have. I don't have any other information on this case. So I'm just going to leave it short. And with that, I'll let you go.
If you choose to drive impaired and you crash your car, which you did into a stone wall, it's not an accident. At least it's a crash. But an accident, you know, you made a series of very bad decisions that led to a crash that injured yourself, your passenger, and cost the life of her dog.